All right. So we are here for session 2 of The Road Goes Ever On, an adventure in Middle Earth, or as that's how, well, this may actually be the last session in season 2, if I remember correctly. But what happened last session is the remaining members of the Fellowship left Rivendell and head west after the Ring and Moira. The journey was rather uneventful, though long, and they met a new friend, possibly, in the Ranger Stormcrow. They tracked a group of goblins into the Midgewater Marsh, which lies between the Chetwood Forest and the Lone Lands. And in that time, they found that a missing farmer, his son's killed, and I believe you found the farmer as well, dead. And shortly after that, Stormcrow saw, heard and then saw some orcs. And we ended the session with Stormcrow charging after these orcs, after a few arrows flew harmlessly by her head. And so we're going to pick right up. Badu, you're looking at this mutilated horse and this man laying face down in the marsh, flies buzzing around. You hear a battle cry from the tall woman, Letheriel. It brings your head around and you see her. What do you use for a weapon, Letheriel?
I use a longsword.
You see the glint of the steel of her sword in the fading light of the sun as she draws it forth and charges.
Yeah, and I think Badu's probably caught off. I don't think he noticed that there was anything there, and he was probably bringing up the rear for them. And he looked back to see what was left of Farmer Bill, and as it's, of course, it would be the one time that he's not looking that something happens, and he turns around, and it seems like the action has already started, and he feels off pace, and he looked to Lily and Wari, confused and dazed as to what's happening. But all he sees is that there's steel drawn, and whether against them or for them, he knows that he in turn needs to draw his, and he grabs the axe off of his back and wields it with both hands and starts to kind of make his way forward, while trying to assess the situation in front of him.
Yeah. You see Badu go into action, Wari. You hear the clatter of arrows through the underbrush. You see the tall ranger drawing her sword, going forward. In the distance, I can't remember if last session, if Wari, if you saw them as well, the orc.
It did, yes.
You hear the black guttural speech of orc kind, and you know that enemies are near. You would guess, I guess you would surmise that in the direction that Stormcrow is going, Letheriel, and what does Wari do in this moment?
So I saw them and was trying to discuss amongst ourselves in just a few quick whispers before I turn and see the flash of steel and Stormcrow already heading out, not even giving us a second to plan or to find out what's going on or see what they're doing. And I just see shapes across the bridge. And as soon as the arrows go across, Wari would duck behind whatever cover remains from this bridge. And the only thing he knows how to do, pull out a bow to defend himself.
Yeah, Letheriel, in the dying light It's dim, but you can see your quarry. It's across this small, these logs bound together across this stream. They seem to have seen you, but they do not have bows, so you know that another enemy lies in the underbrush. In the underbrush, the other orc who had walked from these two, you see him turn, and you hear a bellow as he raises this wicked, twisted steel sword, and then he points it towards you, and the two orcs get ready to move. Lily, you're the last to react. You were looking at this poor dead man, hunkered down. You see your companions explode into movement. Badu closest to you, pulling the great axe from his back. You hear the jingle of his mail as he takes a few long strides towards the fleeing ranger. You brush away a few of these flies that are already starting to crawl across the dead farmer.
Well, looking up, Lily would glance around quickly, and seeing Wari head into the brush, she would grab her bow and disappear into the brush as well, getting it strung and nocking an arrow, getting ready to fight. And she would be looking for cover if she could find it, just so that she wouldn't be easily seen.
Perfect. So let me bring you guys over onto the map, and let's get some initiatives rolled. And let me see. Are you guys on the map? Can you see yourselves?
I can.
Okay, perfect.
Don't know about them, but I can.
I could see it. I forgot to click on my token before rolling initiative again.
Well, thanks for reminding me.
Yes.
Lily, where are you?
All right.
There I am.
Yeah, and settings.
I got it. That's not too bad.
Gotta grab the initiative checker. Right.
Hey, Lionel.
Yep.
Would it be alright if I went into a rage before this began? As soon as I started walking over?
I think it's fair to say that you probably would have gone into a rage, seeing as you were reacting before.
Okay. Well, fury. My bad.
Let me see. I'm trying to remember where the initiative tracker is and roll 20.
That's a GM thing. Can't help you with that.
I play a lot in roll 20, but this is one of my first times using roll 20 as a game master. So I've laid you guys out approximately where you would be as this confrontation begins. I think you can see the 3 orcs that we were talking about. The one furthest would be the one that was talking to the others. Yes, that one. All right. There it is. There it is. I needed to click it.
I cannot roll initiative. Oh, I did not click the right thing.
Click on yourself
That's
on
why.
initiative. You can do it.
Listen,
Oh, good job.
exactly. Slow and steady.
There we go. Badu, you are the first to act.
Woo!
Do you want me to re-roll initiative with my character clicked? Because...
Yeah, you could definitely do that.
She's not on the list, is she?
Yeah, because I forgot to click my character before rolling. Initiative. Oh, that's better.
There you go. Let me read.
That's okay.
Alright.
I'm last. That's okay. No worries though. I like.
So,
being
Badu, you're the first to act.
Okay, so let's enlarge that so I can see. All right, so Badu, should I move my token as I'm doing this?
If you're gonna move, certainly.
I'm certainly going to move. So Badu is he's going to sort of leap into action and try and make his way towards the front. I'm not sure how far this is. Do you think he'd be able to make it to the bridge?
Right. So you can go 30 feet, I believe, or actually maybe a little bit further. Let me turn on.
Oh, okay. There we go. Yeah.
Yeah,
So I
there you go.
there. How'd you do that? This thing is so weird. Got it. I figured it out. I saw the thing on the side. All right, so I'm gonna move over to this side of the bridge, but not cross it. And as he is, and he's gonna kind of check it out. What all does he? I mean, as far as the constitution of this bridge, what does it really look like to him?
It looks pretty sturdy. Thick logs, 4 of them bound with sturdy, kind of like some sort of hempen rope.
Okay. He's is it like a thicker rope?
Yeah, it's fairly thick. Probably, I would probably say at least the thickness of one of Bardu's pointing finger.
Okay.
So Badu's rather big man, so it'd be pretty good size.
Yeah, he's gonna try and he's gonna see, rather than crossing the bridge, he's gonna try and come down with his axe and see if he can't cut at least a good portion of the ropes to try and dismantle the bridge.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, you could definitely do that. Just give me a couple of attack rolls.
So he's gonna. I gotta change this because he's gonna use both hands. So he's gonna two-hand it, and with no shield, and just come down and bear down on these.
Yeah. Your first swing comes down, and you cut clean through the twist of rope, and it gives way. You see the logs immediately start to loosen a bit when you do that.
Yeah, and he's gonna try and kick at them and try and roll them off. Basically, just making it to try and add that separation, and then he's gonna back up just a few steps to give himself some distance. But he's satisfied with trying to create room.
Perfect. Let me see. Yeah, you start kicking at the logs as the action will switch to. I just want to pull up the character sheets for the bad guys. All right. So. Oh, nice. Hold on. I accidentally deleted this guy from the... There we go. Bear with me. By session 10, we'll have this mastered. Let me see. So this orc here... moves forward and starts running across this bridge and strikes out at you. Did you back up, Badu?
Just a few steps, really, maybe
Okay.
one good leap, so 3 feet maybe. But so he's not right at the edge of the bridge. He's just a bit back.
Okay. I thought you used to be able to break out character sheets?
Yeah, it's the if
Yeah.
you hit the little in the top left, little pop out.
Yeah, I'm not seeing that on this character sheet. Well, anyways, so he's going to start moving across this bridge. And he does. And he closes to you, Badu. And he is going to swing it. What the? He swings at you with this this bent orcish sword. And does a 15 hit you?
It does not.
Yeah. So you
Even
take the
without my shield.
you take the blow off the haft of your axe, and then we move next is Ogrit's. Let me shut off my dice. I don't know. I thought I had shut my dice off. I don't know why they're on. There we go. This orc here moves forward, it's bellowing orders, and you see that he too has this wicked sword. He doesn't close the distance, but he moves to here, and then stops. And then you hear this horn. It's loud and shrill, and it just kind of cuts its way through the night, off in the near distance, and there's a twang of a bowstring as an arrow flies wide of you, Badu. And then it would be Lothario.
Yep. Lothario is going to move up and try and kill this orc.
Perfect. Yeah, so it parries your first strike with your longsword. The second, however, you knock his sword aside and it finds purchase. And that's 12 slashing.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it cuts deep. You see the dark, near black blood as you pull your sword free.
She grits her lay and her heart is kind of beating in excitement for another fight.
Okay. You doing anything else, Lothario?
No.
All
That'll
right.
be it.
Perfect. Lily.
Lily's going to move up where she can see just a little bit better, hiding behind her bushes here. And I'm going to take a shot at the orc.
The one that Lothario is shooting at? I mean, it
Yeah.
just hit? Okay.
Yeah, and she's going to stay kind of behind the bushes here.
Okay. So
Not too obvious.
So your two companions are rather large, so he's going to have the advantage of half cover. So
Okay.
make your shot.
So so she gets her little goblin short bow, and looks like she hit. I would think.
Yeah, 22 will hit.
Okay, so she does 6 points worth of piercing damage against this orc. And
6,
probably
okay.
steps back again just a little after she shoots. Come on.
Yeah.
In there.
Your arrow travels between the two, the wild man and the ranger, and it thunks into the chest of this orc. It staggers back a little bit. Does not look well at all. And Wari, you're up.
Wari would do similar to Lily, crawl around and try to hide actually like within the brush here if he could.
Yep. Are you trying to like stealth? Like
Yes, I'm
okay.
trying to go as silently as possible and not make any noise.
Okay. Give me a stealth roll. Ooh. Yeah, you move through, but even you know, Wari, if something, you doubt the orc that's fighting Letheriel and Badu hears you, but if there's you think that the other orcs might have, as branches snap beneath your feet. And there's probably a point where you get caught on a briar and there's like this tearing kind of sound from your cloak.
I kind of curse under my breath, but I will kind of just shake that off and take aim and fire my bow at Ogritz.
Oh, okay, cool. The one that seems to be bellowing the orders.
Yeah, I'd rather not try to hit my friends in the back, so I'm going for the one that probably has no idea where I am.
Exactly, none at all. Yeah, you fire, and just as you think your arrow is about to find its purchase, or actually you fire, and just when you think the arrow might miss, the orc turns and you take him deep in the thigh. 8 damage. Perfect. The orc bellows in pain as he's the hand that holds the sword reaches down instinctively towards the you clicked short sword.
Yeah, I did. It's the same modifier.
It's the same modifier. All right, it's all good. Is your damage? Is the damage the same too? D6, yeah. Yeah.
Yes,
D6.
it is.
Yeah.
D6 plus 3.
That's all good.
It's roll 20. Learn how to roll 20 today.
Yeah, Session 2, roll 20, and actually this is our first combat in roll 20.
We'll get the hang of it.
We'll get it. Perfect. And are you doing anything else, Wari?
No, that's probably it. I think I'll just stay there and try to just stay hidden among the brush.
Perfect. Excellent. This orc here runs to the aid of his companion, makes his way across this bridge, and I will do a... I'm going to definitely have to figure this out so that I don't... and he lunges with a spear at you, Badu. 19.
That'll do it.
All right, perfect. Yeah, so he lunges with this spear and drives it in. 11 piercing damage.
Whew.
And then actually, you know what else I needed to do too? We might retcon that because I wanted to do a dex roll. Yeah, he makes it across and then drives the spear in. Perfect. And that will bring us back to the top of the order, Badu. And I want to apologize too. So there seems to be this flicker that's happening on my screen when I move stuff around. I don't know what that's about, but I will look into it after this session. All right, Badu, you are up.
Okay, so Badu, as he gets stabbed, he sort of grits his teeth, and as the tip of the spear comes out of his shoulder, you can see just a fire in his eyes, and he grips his axe with both hands and he white knuckles the hilt, and he enters a fury as he brings it up uh, to fell this orc that has stabbed him. And bam, bam, ooh, crit.
Oh wow, that's really good.
So that's 2 attacks. I think that's 12. I don't know why it says 10 plus 2.
It adds the crit. So
Okay.
you rolled 2
Gotcha.
on your crit.
So that's so he just goes with 2 just double-handed swings at this orc, and that'll be total of 20.
Yeah. You just cut him like you would fall a tree. As you cut through into his shoulder, and then across his chest, he falls back. The spear falling to the ground, and you see him weakly reaching for the curved sword at his hip.
And he just kind of heaves a few deep breaths, somewhat like victoriously, as he stands over him, preparing for a final strike.
Perfect. Excellent. Next is Ogritz. You see him bellow. Anyone that speaks the black speech or Orcish would hear him yell, "Take those 2 down! Take those 2 down!" He bellows again, and you see him pointing, and he's looking over his shoulder as he does this. And then he yells also, "Over there too, an archer in the bushes or in the trees." And he runs this way, and he's going to make his way down this bank, and I will do a...
He's not going to try to jump it.
No. Makes a dex roll. So he slides down into this this stream and making his way across as his turn ends. Let me see, which orc is this? There he is. This one swings its sword at you, Letheriel. Right. This is a 16 hit.
No.
Okay, yeah. So you are able to brush aside this orc's attack, and then the goblins go. And there's just a shower of arrows from the seems to be the darkness of the trees. So it's 2 arrows at you, Letheriel, and 2 at you, Badu. 22 for 6 against you, Letheriel. And the other one misses. And then 2 shots at you, Badu, a 17 and a 21. You can hear the high-pitched jabbering speech of goblins that are hidden within the trees. And we'll move to you, Letheriel.
All right. I am going to see if I can finish this fellow off.
Yeah. Strangely enough, even in his weakened state, he's able to defend himself from you as he is able to block your sword thrusts.
It's mostly because she's distracted by the other one crossing over. And She glances over to Badu. I didn't ask you to join this fight with me. You don't have to stay here.
Perfect. Lily.
Lily hears that, and just for a second she smiles to herself because it's just a little late for us not to be in this fight. And she's going to come forward here, and she's going to take a shot at Osgrit now that he's moved up where she can see him more easily. With her, I'm scared to roll.
What is you fire your shot, and at the last minute Lothario moves in the way, and you
Well,
excuse me?
I'm shooting at him.
Oh,
I guess she could.
Yeah, I don't know that you necessarily can shoot from there. This here is like heavy brush, and he is actually down inside the gully of that stream. So you would actually have to move to the bank of the stream to shoot down at him.
Well, then I would have shot at that one.
Yeah. That's what sorry, I apologize. That's the one I thought you were shooting at. Anyways, at the last minute, you have to pull your shot, and it flies high and wide of them. What is your passive perception, Lily?
We're back here. It's 15.
Okay, go back where you were. You quickly fire your arrow, and you start to turn to scamper back, and that's when you see shadowed forms moving in the bushes just beyond Badu.
Okay. I kind of I'm close to Wari, so I kind of give him a little poke and point up there, and then continue back into my hiding spot.
Perfect. So Wari,
I mean, not really stealthing, but I'm hiding back in the bushes for cover.
So you move back, and Wari, it's your turn. Lily kind of pokes you and points up, and she points out two shadowed forms that look menacingly like as though they are orc. And as you kind of squint and look, you can see that they are.
Would we have seen where the arrows came from that were directed at Badu and?
They seem to be coming from over here and over here.
I can't see where you're pinging or anything.
Oh, you can't? Can you see that?
Nope.
Really? Oh, you know something? I think I'm on the wrong layer. That's why. Let me try this. Boop.
Okay, so that's where the arrows were coming from too?
Those two areas is where you see the arrows kind of come through.
And I'm assuming, like Lily, I can't see Osgrit very well anymore.
Yeah. You saw him kind of slide down that bank, and you hear the splash as he's kind of crossing that stream.
Okay. Then I would probably look to where Lily pointed off to. And would I have a good line of sight, or are they like covered in brush?
They're lightly obscured, so they would get some benefit to their armor class, but you could definitely get a shot at them.
Okay, cool. Nothing hard obstructing it. So I'd be like, shit. I'd move around a little bit, trying to be as stealthy as possible and hide from them. So I'm gonna take a bonus action to hide if I could.
Yep.
And then.
You kind of hunker yourself down into amongst these briars.
Perfect. And I'm just gonna take aim and just kind of steady myself and wait until they get into a line of sight where there's no like tree brush or anything in their way, and then I'm just gonna fire the bow right at them, try to smack the crap out of it.
Sounds good.
Do I get a advantage or anything for being stealthed?
Yeah. Yep. They are unawares of you. Yep. Which one are you aiming for?
Probably the closest one.
Okay. So you hit him for 9.
Sneak attack damage as well. I don't know how to add that onto it.
Yeah. You could just roll it. Or is it 2d6 or 3d6?
Oh, dig it.
So another 11. Wow, yeah. You see the orc kind of just stagger back. Your arrow goes right through its wooden shield, and you hear the thunk as it goes finds its mark in the chest of this orc. It staggers back. Are you doing anything else, Wari?
No, I just probably watch and wait and see what happens to him. And then I just probably just stay there, trying to hide as best I can from everybody.
All right. Perfect. Orc 2 is going to make an attack against you, Badu. And he misses. And that would bring us back to you, Badu.
All right, so Badu's still pretty peeved. He kind of dodges the slash of this orc, and he comes up with his axe again to try and just behead him. And that's not gonna be so good. So then he'll probably come back around to try and finish it off a second time.
Yeah.
Still not so good.
Yeah, he takes he steps to the side, missing the first your first blow, and then he brings his shield up. You hear the wood of it start splinter under the weight of your axe, but he's able to stop the blow. You doing anything else?
No, he would probably let that be that. Just kind of parrying back and forth with him, kind of grunting, and he would probably sort of toss a remark to Letheriel and say, "It's too late. We're in it now," and just kind of continue to duel with this orc.
Perfect. The Ogret continues to move his way through, and claws his way up, and you see him slide on the bank, and is able to slowly make his way to the top, but that's the end of his movement. You would now see him, Wari and Lily, you would see this great orc pulling himself up this muddied bank. He turns to look towards the ranger and Badu, and then his head turns back towards this overgrowth. Let me see. This orc is going to attack you, Badu. Again with the sword. 22. Oh, actually, no. I'm sorry. That's Lothario. It's the lower orc. He cuts at this with this curved sword at you. 7 slashing. And that's what he's going to do. Another volley of arrows. Again, 2 at you, Lothario, and 2 at you, Badu. That's 22 on you for 5, Lothario. And then another miss. This one, you use a shield, yeah? Lothario, do you use a shield?
Yes.
Yeah, so that one thunks into the shield harmlessly. And Badu. Now, Badu, you would probably have... add 2 to your armor class for these next 2 shots. 23, does that still hit you?
Yeah.
So that's 8 piercing. And 21 for another 7, if that hits you. Okay.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Okay.
You want us to make con saves then?
Yeah, what about that?
Yes. Please make a Constitution save. Sorry, I forgot about the poison.
I'm gonna use inspiration on that because he's in a fury. So
Yep.
yes, much better.
Perfect. And you need to make a con save for each time that you were hit.
Oh,
So,
oh.
right. So if you fail your save, you would be poisoned. So that's going to give you disadvantage on any attacks for the next minute.
Man.
But at the end of each of your turns, you can you can make the save again. So Badu, you are poisoned. So we'll give you a poison marker. Just to remind you at the end of your turn, Badu, to just make that save. Perfect. Let me see here. Those are the goblins. Letheriel, it's you.
Okay. I'm gonna try for something interesting here. I am going to shove this orc into this orc and maybe knock him into the water.
Yeah. I think that would be opposed athletics. For sure.
All right. And I get advantage due to my fury.
Exactly. Yeah. He's weakened already, and he trips a little bit on one of the loosened logs from where Badu was chopping at the... So yeah, you knock him back, and I'll make a save for the other orc to see if he falls back. So this one falls back prone into the water. And let me make a save for this. Oops. Make a save. Oh, crap. Make a save for this guy. Yeah. This one steps aside, so the orc kind of crashes into him, but he rolls to the side, letting his companion fall, and there's an audible splash as he hits the stream below. But this one manages to stay, keep his footing. Is there anything else you're doing, Letheriel?
I think it's the only action.
Yeah, that was an action, so you definitely have a move and a bonus if you would like to use them. You're not threatened right now, so.
I think I'll step forward toward this orc, pointing my sword at him.
Perfect. Yeah. So he's trying to make his way into the underbrush to seek out Lily and Wari, and then you come at him, and he turns to face you. Perfect. Let me see. Badu, you hear a crashing, and you see an orc appear. Close the distance to you, and then attacks. I wish I knew why my screen keeps flashing like that, but it's kind of annoying. 17, does that hit you?
If I can't remember if I pulled my shield out. I don't think I pulled my shield out.
No.
So then, yeah, it would.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah,
so you'll take 9 slashing.
Yeah.
Do you understand orc speech?
No. Not
Okay,
the
you
slightest.
You see this broken arrow. You recognize it, arrow shaft. You recognize it as Lily's. It's sticking from this orc's chest. Oh, you know it's Wari that hit this one. You see one of Wari's arrows, and you see the dark blood already darkening this orcish leather. But it sneers at you, Lily.
All right. So Lily can see Oxrit. Oxrit. Whatever he is. What was said in Orcish? Was there something she might understand? Was there a few words?
To the orc that attacked Badu.
Yeah.
Just a typical orcish response is, "I'm going to eat your flesh, manling," and it kind of sneers at him.
How solid is the brush just to my left here?
You could probably push your way through it, but it would be difficult terrain, so you would suffer half your movement.
Well, I was kind of wondering maybe if I came down a little bit where it looks more open.
Yeah, it's all pretty tough. It's half your
Okay.
movement through any of that area.
Could I shoot through what's there? Would he have cover or partial cover or what?
It would be difficult at this. Yeah, I would definitely give him the benefit of some cover. You're shooting it at Ogsritz?
Yeah, it looks like I can manage to move up here to shoot though.
Yep, you definitely could.
And
That
back
would give you.
in. Okay. All right. Where's my character sheet? Okay. So she takes aim and gives it another try.
Yeah.
Oh,
Perfect.
may not be a huge hit, but it's a hit.
Yep.
And then she's
His arm is up, and he's getting ready to swing this sword at the ranger as your arrow finds purchase in his ribs.
got some movement left, so she's back in the thick of the brush again.
Yep.
She just darts out, chooms that arrow, and darts back in again.
Perfect. Wari.
Awesome. Was the orc that approached Badu with my arrow and it's still standing?
Yeah, it's this one right here.
Does he-
That just attacked. Yeah.
Does he look like he's not doing so well, or is it hard to tell from this?
You think that it's just it's orcish determination that is keeping this orc on his feet. Your arrow, now that you see him closer, your keener dwarven eyes can see in this darkening day. You can see that the arrow is pretty deep where it's been snapped off. And you also see that blood is pretty freely flowing from the wound.
Perfect. And I'm going to do the same. I'm just going to take a shot at him and try to finish him off.
Perfect. Oh, yeah. Just as it says it's making this sneer at Badu is when your arrow finds purchase in its eye. It kills him instantly.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'll kind of smile and sneer and look around at the other stuff and probably realize that Ogritz is kind of close, and so
Yeah, you probably move forward a little bit to fire your arrow, and that's when out of the corner of your eye you see Lothario and this great orc fighting.
awesome. So then I'm gonna take the bonus and be like shit and try to hide back again around the tree.
Yeah, perfect. You actually could. Yeah, you stealth. Perfect. And this other orc comes crashing down, not even giving a second look to his companion, who has died, and he attacks you, Badu. Again, with one of these wicked swords. 15.
Not gonna fly. Not
All
my
right.
house.
Not in your house. Perfect. Yeah. So it grunts with frustration, but as its companion takes advantage of your at this new attack and tries to hit you, but you're able to block him as well. Probably a blow that probably would have taken off your lower part of your leg, but you're able to get your axe down in time to swat it aside. And that'll bring us back to you, Badu.
Okay, so just to clarify, poison is just disadvantage on attack rolls.
It's disadvantage on attack. Well, I think it's
Attack
any...
and skill.
Yeah.
Okay. So Badu would probably and the one orc, just for memory's sake, the one orc, these two right here.
Yeah.
Those ones are both pretty injured, yeah?
Yeah, they're pretty bloodied.
Okay. He is thinking. And the other one is still on its back in the gutter, right?
Yeah, that was still thrashing around, trying to, starting to slowly push himself up.
I think he's gonna try and push push this one closest to the bank and try and push him back into that bank so that he only has one to deal with. So he's gonna try and push him with his
Push
friend
him down on
there.
top of the other. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a great
Um,
idea.
So I'm at disadvantage though.
Yeah, even though you can feel the poison from the arrow getting into your bloodstream, you can feel it sapping at your strength. You're still able to push this weaker orc down into.
Actually, wouldn't it be a regular roll since you're in fury and you'd get an advantage from strength rolls?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
well, I got it
The orc rolled a 7. He beats it either way. So,
It's
you knock him down.
Yeah, I imagine he feels this his shoulder. It sunk into it like his back or near his neck or something, and he can feel it sort of itching, and he feels his arm sort of starting to feel numb. So he just kind of takes his axe and swings it at the orc, and as the orc goes up to block it, he just kind of turns it sideways and just smacks him with it down
Yeah,
into the gutter.
like baseball swing.
Yeah,
He brings up his
just the
shield
flat side of it. Bow!
Yeah, New York brings up the shield, but you're just stronger, and you still knock him back. It loses its footing and slides and falls down to the bank. You hear that splash as he hits the stream. You hear the curses of the other orc that is already down there as he falls and rolls across him.
Does that count as an attack or like
Yeah,
just the
yeah,
whole
that's definitely an action for sure.
Okay. Do I get so I don't get the benefit of extra attack off of that?
You get 2 attacks, so you would have 1 attack remaining. I'm treating that
Okay.
as one of your attacks for sure.
Awesome. Then he would probably swing back again with his axe the other way, and yeah, he's just gonna swing his axe normally. It's
Yep.
still disadvantage. Boom! Disadvantage. Same roll.
Yeah, you have the fury in you, so even though this is making your blood hot, you're using it to your advantage, Badu, and you cut into this orc. Not as deep as you would have liked, but still, you drew blood from him. But as you do so, you notice another orc making its way down through. And you remember hearing the horn.
Yeah.
And you see this other orc.
Oh yeah, and I'm gonna make a con save.
Yeah, make a con save. Yeah, and your body quickly metabolizes the poison as this orc runs down, and very unceremoniously steps across his companion. To attack you.
And just real quick, after he strikes and he starts to kind of gain his footing, he's gonna pull his shield out and kind of take this as he knows he's surrounded, but he still has that aggressive look, sort of inviting them. He said, "Come on," and he's gonna pull his shield out.
So just so you know, you start to pull your shield out. It'll take an action to don it. Your next action to do so. Okay, perfect. So you're doing that, and as you're doing that, this orc comes charging in and drives at you with the spear. But you're able to step aside. Maybe he slips a bit as he's stepping over the corpse of the fallen orc and misses you. Ogritz sneers at you, Lothario, and tries to take the head from your shoulders with a 23. And that would be 10 slashing. Okay. As he sees your blood on his sword, he pulls it back to strike again, and you see him he runs it across his tongue as he tastes your blood, and he says, Ranger. And if you don't understand Orc, you just hear, Utah. And let me see, this Orc here is going to use half of his movement to get up and then try to climb the bank, which he cannot do in his weakened state, so he's still scrambling to get up. And that'll bring us to the goblins. Again, you hear the of the goblins' arrows. 2 at you, Badu. 10, 20. So you're pulling it. You miss the spear thrust of the orc, but it puts you in line to the second arrow. I'm gonna need that DC Constitution save, please. I need you to take. Yeah. So it doesn't get deep enough before you reach down. I just see Badu reaching down with his teeth, and he pulls this arrow that had thunked into his shoulder and spits it down to the ground. But you do take 8 piercing damage from the shot. And let me see. And then 3 shots at you, Lothario. One of this last shot, you will have a +2 to your armor class. They all miss. You just hear the clattering of arrows as they fly. One hits the earth near your foot, but you just step aside. Perfect. And that brings us up to you.
I'm sure that was a nice appetizer, but you won't be able to enjoy the rest of the meal. And I am going to kick him back down into the bank.
Perfect. So that would be in opposed.
Oh, that was a strength save. My bad.
Yep.
Oh, well.
So you got an 18 is what I need to beat?
Yes.
No, you knock him down, prone into the stream below. There's a splash. Let me see if you'll hold on to his sword when he falls. Yes, he does. But yeah, he's basically turtled right now.
Okay. And that counts as one attack.
Yeah, that was your attack. You kind of buffet him with your shield, and it knocks him down the bank.
Okay. All right. Then I'm going to jump down and try to get him with my longsword.
Perfect. Just put yourself where you're at.
And
you'll
I'm
have
going to do a
advantage.
reckless attack on that.
You don't need to. You have advantage. He's prone.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, and I have to roll that again, actually. I forgot to do that.
Oh, you're kind of getting...
Well, wait, no, that's not a critical.
Emily, you're
Never
getting
mind.
kind of robotty.
Sorry. Better now?
Yes. So are you jumping down? If you're jumping down, I'm just going to need a quick athletics check just to make sure you get you don't trip or lose your footing as you jump down.
Yep.
And put your token where you're going to actually be down there.
Oh.
Wow, you're getting really
technically, I'd be
cozy
on
with
top
him.
of
Really
Yeah.
cozy.
I mean, technically, I would be right on him.
Yeah. But yeah, you could set it next to him. That's close enough. Yeah. And you got a 24. Now, are you using
yeah.
your okay. So that's for 9 damage. Perfect. Yeah. He tries to block, but your advantage is such that you cut deep into him. There's a spray of black blood. It mixes into the water as he's scrambling to get back to his feet before you kill him. All right. That orc is dead, so I'm going to take him off the initiative. Lily.
Lily's going to stick with her current battle plan. She sees that Badu's getting a little beat up, but she knows there's not a lot she can do in the middle of the battle. So she's going to take her step out here, and she's going to shoot this time at this orc. I think she can
This
get
one?
a good shot at
Yeah, you could definitely get a good shot.
orange, the little orange thing. Yeah, she can get
Yeah.
a good shot at him. Oh yeah, see? She
Yeah.
did.
Thump.
And her little, she's doing quite well with her little goblin short blow here. And she
Yeah.
blinks
You
him a good one and dashes back into cover.
You see this helmeted head twist as the arrow hits it in its back. It spins and sees you scurrying back. Perfect. Wari, you're up.
Right. Ori's gonna scooch to the edge of the bank, and just take a quick look around to see if he could spot the where the arrows are coming from. See if he can see somebody who's actually shooting.
Where are you looking? And give me a perception roll.
I'd probably be looking. The first one would be. Don't know how to ping.
Just hold your left click. Hold it down on the map. Yeah, just like that.
There we go.
So where do you want to look?
Oh, sorry. That on my screen, it's poking at the little thing across the river, the little pond.
You want to here or here? These are the areas you know arrows were coming from. You just
The bottom one. Sorry, the one closest to me.
okay. Yeah. So give me a perception roll. Yeah. As you look, you see two small forms poke out, fire, and much like you and Lily are doing, and then take cover.
Awesome. All right, then I will. I'll hide amongst the brush again. Hopefully he doesn't see me, and I'll just take aim. And as soon as he pokes his head out to where I have a really good shot, I'll shoot him. So I'll hold my action if I need to.
Okay. Yeah. So you looking for them is your action for this round, but you do still have your bonus and movement actions.
Okay, perfect. So I'll just kind of stay amongst the bushes and then hide once I get a good vantage on them.
Yep. Good. Yeah, you definitely see them. And you have a sense, and what you could do is definitely your next turn, say you're waiting for one and they pop out, and then you can make a shot that way.
Perfect.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, and you disappear into the bushes.
Where'd Wari go?
If they saw you, they probably can't see you now. Perfect. This orc makes an attack against you, Badu. How are you looking to these orcs? Misses.
He is looking determined. That's for sure. You could definitely see cuts and open and blood kind of starting to drip down his arms and his chest a little bit, but he is still he still has the determination and fury of a bear man, and he looks unwavering.
Perfect. Yeah, so they don't see weakness in you. And maybe you see a little bit of indecision in these orcs' eyes as they sneer at you behind their kind of nasaled helms. And then we go to the orc. It pushes itself back up to its feet, and you hear the splashing as it runs along this stream towards you, Lutheriel, and will try to take advantage of you fighting its captain and hit you with its scimitar. But it misses. You're able to turn in time and block the blow with your sword. And that brings us back to you, Badu.
Okay, so you said pulling out his shield, donning the shield. That's the action.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you would be shoving your arm, using your axe to
Yeah.
ward off your enemies, and you would jam your arm into the straps of your shield, bring it around, so your armor class would then improve.
Perfect. So he's gonna do that, and he's gonna do that. I'm trying to think. He wouldn't really be able to get any distance without taking any sort of attacks of opportunity reasonably, right?
Yeah, you think if you try to withdraw without facing your enemies, that would open you up. You remember that much. You've fought enough in these past weeks. You just died.
Yeah. I was trying to take the poison off because I remembered I wasn't poisoned.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if I did it or not, but
let's see.
I see a little thing
Yep.
next to him, but I don't know what that is. Then he is going to trying to think. Yeah, outside of pulling out his shield, he has enough sense to know that he's not really able to. He doesn't have a lot of maneuverability here at this point, so he's just kind of he's gonna kind of just parry with them, knowing that he's got arrows coming from behind, but even still, or at least from his side, even still, he's trying to ward off everything that he can just to hold off long enough for his allies to take care of business.
Perfect. Love it. All right. So this orc here will attack you, trying to take advantage of you donning this shield. 17. I don't believe that'll hit you now.
Big brain moves.
Yeah, so he drives this spear at you. Swings this sword at you, but it's off your shield. It rings off the wood of your shield, or thunks off the wood of your shield. Ogritz is going to attack you, Letheriel, hoping to finish the job. And you slip in the water, tripping on a stone, and it creates an opening as he crits you for 15 slashing damage. And I'm actually going to need you to lovely roll on our crit tables to decide your fate. I don't even have my crit tables handy. All right. Let me grab the electronic ones. So I'm going to need a D100 roll from you, Letheriel. And let me grab my crit tables. So he's hitting you with a sword. Oh, sorry. I was not thinking someone would be crit. 63. Okay. And then I'm going to need a D20 roll. Alright, so this is going to be against your body. This is not going to be good. You slip, and as you try to catch your footing, your shield opens up your body to this orc's downward strike. It slices deep into you, splitting several of your ribs before it hits and stops at the spine. You feel a tug as the orc tries to pull his sword free. You can feel your flesh pulling and sucking against it. I need you to make an immediate Constitution save. Yeah. The blow knocks you unconscious. Your sword falls from your hand, splashes into the water, and you stagger back and fall. You hear a splash in the water, Wari and Badu. Would Stormcrow make any sort of scream or anything?
Hang on. Could I use inspiration for the con save?
You can certainly use inspiration for the con save. I would encourage it for sure. Yes. Okay. You feel your strength start to ebb, and your legs go weak. But you bellow a cry of your ancestors, the cry of the Dunedain, and there's a kind of this rush of energy goes through you. You feel you don't even feel the pain as this orc rips its sword free. A spray, an arcing spray of your blood, covering, blending with the water and the bank, the further bank, and so you manage to stay on your feet. At the end of each of your turns, you're going to have to make a con save to stay conscious. But yeah, brutal.
She'll say in Sindarin, "You want blood? I will give you blood."
Yeah. Do you speak Do you speak Orcish? No. You just see this cruel smile on his face, and it goes, "Uztak tahul." Lily, you would know, foolish woman, you're already dead, he says. And that is just brutal as we go to this next orc. And you hear the splash behind you as this orc also makes his way towards you. Swings its sword with a 20. You're weakened. You can't get your shield up in time. It cuts through it shatters the rim of it and into your shoulder. You know that unless you get help, Letherial, you're gonna die here this day. You hear the sounds of crows. You look to the skies but see nothing, but you hear them. And we'll go to the goblins now. Badu, there are 3 arrows fired at you. Miss, and a crit. So you'll take 9 piercing damage from this last one. Thump, thump. 2 of the arrows strike into your shield. Give me the D100 roll, please, and a D20. Geez, just because I pulled out the crit charts doesn't mean we have to use them. All right.
Oh.
79. So that's going to be another body shot. And a 17. That is terrible.
Oh my god.
If you have inspiration, I would suggest
Is it to
re-rolling
re-roll that?
Yeah, this is not going to be good.
Are you serious? I'm so dead. Oh no.
Yeah, you hear the thunk of these 2 arrows. You swing your axe in a great blow. As you do so, your shield rolls back, and a 3rd arrow strikes just below your pectoral, in through your chest, striking your aorta. You are at all your attacks from now on until you get that tended to are at -4. And you need to make a con save right now, please.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Perfect. You, much like your ranger companion, are able to stay on your feet. You find it hard to breathe, though, as this arrow is in your chest, and I do need a con save for the poison. Yeah. This poison doesn't affect you anymore. But you know that you don't look at the arrow, but you know just where the arrow hit you that it's not good. You need to end this fight soon, or you will die. Wow, that was a brutal round all the way around. Wari, these two orcs come out. You see them getting ready to fire at Badu. You may take your readied shot at whichever one you want.
I guess the one farthest south on the map toward the
Right here?
river. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Excuse me.
Sorry, I expect. Does he see me? Do you think? Should I roll advantage or regular?
I don't think he sees you. I'm pretty confident that he doesn't see you. He comes out. You see this little goblin. He comes out and he's like, and it's getting ready to finish off your companion. Yeah, 21. Oh, jeez. It doesn't even get the arrow off. It takes it clean through the side of the head, and it kind of tumbles over. That one is dead.
Whew. Little bastard poke its head out, and I'm gonna turn and get ready for the next one too.
Yeah. As you do that, the other goblin sees you and fires an arrow at you. 18.
That hits.
Okay, so you'll take 7 piercing, and I need that DC 13 Constitution save, please. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Something tells me Wari in his backstory has experienced goblin poison before, and it does not affect your hardy dwarven constitution. Perfect. So that goblin kind of makes this snickering noise as it's getting ready to draw another arrow, and you see that it's now looking towards those this outcropping of briars and small scrub trees. Perfect. Lothariel, you are up. You feel your life's blood draining from you. It's hard to breathe. You think that one of your lungs has been damaged from this blow. You're surrounded. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely surrounded. I'm not gonna run.
No, fuck no. And the crows get louder.
Maybe today, she says to herself, and she goes in to attack the orc in front of her.
Augrets. Yes.
Augrets. Or augerts. Okay, normal.
Yeah. Just the first 2 attacks, right?
Say that again.
Just the first 2. I have 3 attacks on my screen. Is it just 2?
Oh.
There's...
Did I click too many times?
Yeah, it's fine. Your first 2
Almost
hit.
did damage too.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Kind welcome to roll 20. So yeah, 16 points of damage. You butcher Augrets. Tell us how you do it.
With a mighty scream, she says, "Maybe today, but not you." And she slides her sword across his waist, spilling his guts open, and then runs her sword right up into that hole, right through his head.
Yes.
And wrenches it out.
Yeah, and it is not missed by you. The look of surprise and panic as his guts start to spill out from his stomach. He lets go of his sword and tries to hold them in, and that's when you drive the sword up through his head. And forever, Augrets will have that look of shock on his face as you wrench your sword free and turn to face the other 2. Give me that con save.
Alright. And can I make an intimidation check against the other two?
Typically, that would be an action, but that was
Yeah.
such an awesome kill that, yes, I will let you make an intimidation check on them.
Alright. Nope.
No. Maybe they didn't quite see it quite as well as... Oh, no.
Well, at least I made one.
That
good
explains
kill.
why the intimidation check didn't work, because as you start to turn, that's when you swoon. Off here, you turn and your eyes catch one, then a half dozen black winged forms perched in the branches in the trees above. You see others starting to land. You hear the cawing of these black crows as darkness takes you, and you fall into the stream. Perfect. Well, not perfect, but Lily. Beautiful kill, though. That was awesome, Emily. Let's just hope these two orcs don't butcher you while you're laying there and you get to make death saves, huh?
So she's unconscious and not actually dead.
Yeah, she's unconscious. She's bleeding out. Let me give me a D4 roll.
Who?
Emily. Good. That's how many rounds. You'll have 4 rounds for someone to minister to you. If you don't stabilize. So you'll have 3 rounds, so hopefully you'll stabilize. But anyways, Lily, it is your turn. Wari, you're probably close enough that you would have seen what happened with Lothariel.
Yeah, if I come back out here, I don't know where I end up, somewhere back there. Will I see the orcs in the creek?
No, again, like I said, you'd have to...
Lothariel. I won't see Lothariel either, will I?
No, you definitely don't see her. She's prone.
And I don't see the goblins in the woods.
No. Well, you see... no, you don't see the goblins in the woods.
Where was the other place we'd seen arrows coming from?
Up there.
Way up there.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and shoot at the orange orc again then.
Perfect. Yep.
Man. Let me see. If I'm not careful, I'll be doing it with my gardener's tools. Okay, here we go. Oh.
Yeah.
Seeing Lothariel disappeared, seeing Badu not looking well, I'm a little shook.
Oh, yeah, you're definitely shaken, Lily. Badu is bloodied. Oh, shit. That's your name, too, right? Kyle? Badu the Bloodied. This is where the nickname comes from, baby. I love it. I love it. Because this is probably the most brutalized Badu has been. Yeah? Pretty close.
I think he's been downed once.
Yeah, I think maybe in one other fight in season 1.
One other time. But
yeah, but not
this
too
is
often.
This is about as bad as it gets, because he's been in fury this whole time and he's still taking hits left and right.
Yep.
Yeah, and there's not...
Feeling it.
I mean, she knows Badu's bad. She knows also if she goes out there with those 2 orcs, they'll just slaughter her before she could even help him. So she's just trying to get him beat down to the point where she can get out and try to do something for him.
Yep. Yeah, so Lily, when you're out there and you're firing your arrow and you turn to scurry back, that's when you notice that you no longer see Lothariel. You don't hear her fighting
Right.
down in the creek.
So I'm like, okay, there's something going on down there too that I'm gonna have to deal with if I possibly can.
Yeah,
But
perfect.
she hears the orcs kind of sloshing around, so she doesn't know exactly what's going on.
Yeah.
But would she have heard Lothariel say maybe today, but not you? She's not that far.
How far well, I imagine she said it fairly loud. Yeah.
Yeah. So she knows then that there's something going on. Lily's like stressing out because she wants to go and help everybody, but she knows she can't if she's dead.
Yeah. All right. So you're kind of indecisive at this moment, Lily. You see your friends getting hurt. You're probably having these flashbacks to your first encounter with Arafor when you were attacked by the goblins. So there's that. You have those moment of panic and we move to Wari.
All right. Is the other goblin across the stream visible to me a decent amount?
Yep. I mean, you could do like last time. Like, you would wait for him to poke his head out and pick him off.
I think actually, I think Wari's getting a little too distracted, like checking in on Badu every couple of seconds, and seeing that last arrow probably take him is not good. So he's actually going to take like a running shot at the goblin and head up to Badu.
Oh, okay.
So he is going to, I guess, first shoot at the goblin that's across the stream.
Yeah, you see his head stick out, and you see it getting ready to fire an arrow at Badu. Oh, I think that hits. Yep, just. It takes it in the collarbone. It kind of, and it falls back. Though not dead.
Okay.
Oh, actually, did you use your bonus action to hide last round?
Because
if you
you
did,
said
then
he
you would
saw
have-
me, so I did not.
Oh, okay.
Because yeah, he hit me last round.
Okay. Oh yeah, but that was more in reaction. Oh, that's right. You know something? That's right, because yours was a held action, not on your turn. Okay, that's why. I'll let you retcon this, Sean. Okay. You can first try to hide and then fire at the goblin. Then that, because I think Wari would know to do that.
Okay, certainly. Then I will go ahead and do that.
So give me a stealth roll, and we'll see if you get the advantage of your sneak. Yes, I do believe they're not. Yeah, I know for a fact these guys are not very perceptive. So yeah, give me the sneak damage too. Well, actually, you don't need to, because you will kill this thing, unless you roll like 3 points of damage.
All right. Well, let's see. Just make sure I don't. Close enough.
No, close enough, but you get the job done. This goblin kind of falls back as you strike right below its collarbone. The bow goes up in the air, and the goblin goes down to the ground. And you said you were going to move?
Awesome. Yeah. So I will head right over toward this orc, and I will drop the bow at my feet on my way there and pull out my short sword.
Perfect. Excellent. I'm not sure what you're doing, Wari, but I will trust you. All right, this orc here is going to try to finish this large barbarian off. This wildman. 24 for 8 slashing. All I gotta say is, good thing that you guys have this damage reduction, because
Hell yeah, I'd have been dead. 3 turns ago.
Yeah.
3 rounds.
Yeah. All right. And that's him. And then this orc here. This orc here sees you fall, Lothario, and it wickedly drives its sword down into you, giving you 1 failed death save. And then it starts to scramble up the bank towards the others. And I'm going to make him make an athletics roll. And it does. It scrambles up. It mutters something to its companion in Orcish. And it starts it scrambles and moves its way towards these bushes. You feel, or you don't feel, you hear an orc thrusting its sword in and around these bushes, Lily. And that's the end of that one's turn. Badu, you're up.
Okay, so Badu's got 2 of them in front, so he's just gonna make a couple of swings and try and take these down with his axe. That's 1, that's 2.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think the second one's gonna hit, but
Which one is the first attack against?
the orange one is weaker, yeah.
They look about
This
the
one?
same.
Okay. Then he'll probably hit the green one because Wari's closer to the orange one.
Okay.
He trusts him.
Yeah, it's a pretty brutalizing hit. You cut deep with your axe, splitting open the orc's leathered armor. It's kind of sewn in plates of metal. A couple of them hit the ground. There's a black spray of blood, and we move to this orc. The orange one sees you running up. Wari turns its attention from Badu and swings its scimitar. Ooh. And it trips on the orc behind him, falling prone. And let me see. I will see if he can hold on to his sword. He does not. The sword falls from his hand as he starts to scramble to his feet. You see him reach for a bone knife at his waist, and that's going to be his turn. Ogritz is dead, so we'll take him out of the initiative. And this orc here is going to try to scramble up the bank, and he does. He joins his companion here, feeling the others have matters well in hand. And he starts to search these bushes as well. And the archers, let me see. What would they do? They would probably fire at you, Badu.
It would run away.
Phew! Thump. An arrow hits your shield. Thunk. I believe that'll hit your shield as well, yeah?
No, that just barely hits me.
Okay. Thunk. So give me the con save, and you'll take the 3 piercing. Yeah. And you can feel the poison. Your body is getting weak, and you're not sure how much longer you can make it. It
probably hit an already open wound, or close to it, and it just sinks deeper. And while it doesn't hurt so bad, he can feel it start. He can feel his whole body starting to go numb.
Yep. And Letheriel, give me a death save, please. Perfect. So that's 1 fail and 1 success. Good. You're not quite ready to let go of this mortal life. And Lily, it's you.
Oh man.
You hear this rustling in the and the guttural orc speech. You hear them say, "I know one is in here. Find the little bitch."
Oh shoot. What'll I do? Well,
We gotta do something, Carol.
I know. I've got this. It's like so many things I want to do, and I don't know that I can do necessarily any of them. Yeah, I think she's going to move. I don't know. Does she get disadvantage if she's shooting her bow close to someone?
Yeah, it would be disadvantage if you try to
How
shoot.
close? How far away would I have to be?
It's in melee range.
So if I kind of
these orcs don't have weapons that have reach, and plus they don't even really know. I've decided they don't quite know where she is yet. They just know that someone with a bow is in there. They saw one come running out, but they know there's a second one in there.
So if she runs on the can you see my line?
Mm-hmm.
If she runs up there, will they have an opportunity attack on her?
Well, she would probably run out around where the horse is. But if she runs the other way, then yes, I would definitely give Purple Orc an opportunity attack on you.
But if... Okay. So she would have to go like 5 feet.
Yeah,
and
5
then
feet
10
and then...
feet.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's not running, that's just her movement attack, but she's going to get up here. Come on, I gotta change to the other thing.
Yeah, you burst out of this brush. You hear the orcs kind of exclaim, "There she is!" As you kind of
Yeah, as I scamper along.
yeah, and you still have an action.
Yes, I still have an action, and I'm trying to decide if I still have a couple feet of 5-foot movement left. That's what I was trying to work out.
What
Just
is your
a
movement?
25 foot.
25. 25 would probably put you right about there.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. So she's going to take a pot shot at Orange while she's there. She's just muttering to herself, maybe I can at least get that one down.
Should have an advantage on that because he's prone, I think.
Oh, that's right, he is. That's good.
She would actually have disadvantage. She's firing a bow.
But I'm only 3 foot tall.
That is a great argument, but mechanically, if someone is prone and you're firing at them, it's disadvantage.
Is it really?
Yeah, you could shoot the green one. You have a clear.
Well, I will have missed him anyway. Oh, I can use inspiration.
Yes, please.
And I will try to shoot the green one.
Boom.
There we go. Well, she's like, well, this may be foolish, but she's like, I can't just sit there and let him hunt me down. I've got to do something.
Yep. The arrow thunks into the shield of the orc. It seems not to have even noticed as it's getting ready to finish off Badu, your companion. You just miss. Armor class is 18. So.
Oh, I say, oh.
Ooh. And Wari, you're up.
Oh wait. All right. If this guy is on the ground reaching for a knife in front of me, I'm just going to slit his throat, basically.
Yeah, eviscerate him. Yeah. You do have advantage on the attack.
Oh Jesus. I'm spending inspiration on that.
You have advantage. I don't think you can use inspiration.
Oh, okay. I thought advantage was just. I mean, inspiration was re-roll a 20.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess I miss him somehow.
I don't know. Maybe you're distracted by the fact that all of a sudden Lily goes as she misses with her arrow shot. Perfect. This is
then
bad.
I'm going to kick his
sword away
and actually run on the other side of
disengage. Yeah.
Badu. Yes.
Yeah, you dip and kind of weave between the fight between Badu and these orcs. Yeah. Perfect.
But I wanted to, it's not letting me do that, but what I want to do is position myself so that wherever these arrows are coming from, they have to go through me to try to hit Badu.
Perfect. Okay. Excellent. So this orc is going to make an attack at Badu and miss. The other one, you can make an opportunity attack, Badu, as this one charges.
Yes, sir.
Its shield thrown down as it gets to its feet, and it's got this wicked-looking bone knife in its hand, Lily, as it comes after you. And you miss, yeah.
Yep. Swing wide.
Can we give our inspiration to other people?
Can you give your inspiration? Yeah, you can share inspiration.
She'll live.
Huh?
Are you going to give inspiration to Badu so that he can make that opportunity attack
Yeah.
again? Yeah.
Yeah.
I will. Oh. Nat
Oh.
20.
Inspired
Clutch-
by Wari.
Clutch inspiration.
And
Wari.
don't forget the crit chart for the bad guy.
The bad guys get the crit chart too, for certain. So
Wari
give me a
went-
D100 and a D20 roll, please.
Wari
Ooh,
went to
84.
block those arrows for me, and I said, "My man."
84,
Cut this
as
dude in
I
half.
believe
Yeah,
one of the
I left
arms.
you the bloody guy and was like, I'll take the arrows.
Good. Thank you, my dude.
All right,
God.
so this is going to be against the arm.
It's coming off.
Yeah. And what was the roll?
Taking it with
16?
me.
Oh, jeez, yeah.
Has 9 damage
He
too.
turns to attack to
I'm not
chase
dealing
down
with
the hobbit. You see that, Badu, and just with fury, you strike out at him. His right arm is severed clean from his body. The stump immediately is a gout of black blood spraying the ground and coating it. And how much damage did you do? Just
9.
the 9. So let me do the
Yeah.
9 damage from him. He actually hadn't lost a lot of health, but
I rolled a 1 on the roll.
yeah, and he grips at this stump, and obviously the dagger in his hand falls to the ground with his useless arm, and he will die within 5 rounds unless someone treats the wound. That is,
Well, it's not going to be Lily.
it is not going to be Lily. I don't see Lily being that friendly. All right, so there's that orc, and this one here runs up to. Actually, I think he's gonna try to get you, Badu. He runs up when he sees. He points to Lily, and the other one turns to attack her or chase after her, but this one goes after you. 22 for 4 slashing. This is death by 1,000 cuts, I think, Kyle.
Seriously.
And that ends his turn. And it is your turn, Badu.
Okay.
Most of these orcs look bloodied.
Yeah. So he's just gonna. Well, he's gonna swing first at the green one in front of him. Does he hit with that?
No,
I didn't think so.
he will miss. Unless someone's going to give you their inspiration to re-roll that.
I could use it, but I feel like I need it for the upcoming clutch death saves I'm gonna have to make.
Otherwise, you could try reckless.
There we go. I'll just hit him with that instead.
Is that
So
the
I
one
just
that
swing
gives?
Twice. I just swing twice at.
Oh,
the
6.
Green one.
This one?
Yeah.
Oh, he's nearly dead, nearly slain.
Nearly. Damn.
Yeah. Much like you, he's holding on to what life remains. Now you have another attack.
No, that was 2. I missed him. I
I thought you were saying you were attacking recklessly.
No, that's too risky. I'm gonna get arrows in the face.
Oh yeah, because they would have advantage. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
not
So he is nearly dead. That brings us to this orc here. He is actually out of it. He is 4 rounds away from dying. He's just bellowing and clutching at this thought of killing Lily gone as it's clutching at what used to be its arm. All right, this one, however, Lily has death in his eyes as he wants to kill this little hobbit, and he tries to do so with his spear. 6 piercing damage as he drives the spear down in you. You try to scamper away, but you're not fast enough. And that brings us to the goblins. Wari, I think you said you were looking. Give me a perception roll. And I apologize, guys. Roll20 is loving my rolls tonight.
I also have an 18 passive perception too.
Yeah.
In case that matters.
So you see these 2 goblins as they come out, getting ready to fire at you. And we will see what they do.
Bring it.
I think the first one will hit, but I don't believe the second one will.
Both actually. Well, armor class is 14, unless
Oh, okay.
they have some.
So you'll take 7 piercing damage, and I'm going to need 2 poison saves, sir.
Don't forget you have advantage on those, because poison.
Yeah.
Clutch.
Yep. So you are not affected by the poison. Lothario, let's hear have wait. Yeah, Lothario. Let's have another death save, please. Ooh.
Okay, never mind.
And that is 2 fails.
Can I give her my other inspiration?
She needs it, because if not, she's dead.
Yes, I will give her my other inspiration.
Okay.
The one I was going to hide with no matter what when everything went wrong, but
Yeah.
I'll give it to you, Emmy. It's her magic hiding inspiration.
Oh, so that's
That
2,
didn't do it.
1 and 2.
Well, it didn't kill you.
Keeps her alive.
It's-
You, Lily, you hear the crows above you. 24 at least. They're cawing loudly. You can even hear it over the din of the battle. It is your turn.
Okay, so the purple orc is right next to me.
Yep. The other one is bleeding to death near you.
She's going to drop her short bow and pull out this swan-handled dagger that she got from Oradreth, thinking that if she's going to die, she's going to do it with that in her hand. And it doesn't look very good, does it? Because I just gave away my
Yeah, she's gonna die.
I just gave away my
no! Oh, you
Give me a chance
you're
to
not a
roll
skilled
for your hand or
warrior,
something.
Lily.
What?
Your hand shakes as you drive this dagger at the belly of this orc. It swats your hand away. It brings its shield down on your hand. Your hand immediately goes numb, and the dagger falls to the moss covered earth at your feet. Yeah. Are you doing anything else, Lily?
Well, she can't really leave without drawing an attack. She didn't have any fanciness that does that kind of thing.
Unless you try to disengage.
Can I attack and then
You just try to
disengage?
attack,
I'm not a.
No, that's only the like the treasure hunter that is able to do
Yeah.
that. Yeah. If you had your inspiration, you could have scampered
I could
away.
all sorts of things, but maybe Lothario will live. You know,
You could take a shot.
I could take a shot, couldn't I? Actually, I could.
You'll be fine. Trust
I
me.
have.
I'm sure I'll
I've
get a
actually
crit.
got a fair amount of. If he
Oh,
doesn't
yeah,
crit, I'm
probably.
okay. So she would like to try to move back into the tree here.
Okay. So you'll only be able to go 15 feet because it's difficult terrain. You don't have anything that allows you to move through difficult terrain.
No, but I don't need to go terribly far. I just want to get out of sight, out of reach.
Oh, it definitely sees you. You see it already starting to track. It says,
Yeah.
you understand orc, so you hear it. It says,
I can't
"Oh,
move
no,
fast
no,
enough.
little pretty. I'm going to feast upon your flesh." As it grins menacingly, following after you. Wari, you're up. You see these 2 goblins appear. Things do not look good. As you kind of look around, Badu doesn't look well. You see Lothario laying in the stream below. You see Lily kind of, I don't know. I imagine Lily's not super composed as she's fleeing away, so she's kind of making some sort of like hobbity noises, I guess, grunts or whatnot. And you hear these crows, and yet orcs still remain on the battlefield. What are you gonna do?
I think Wari's still at this moment still determined as long as Badu's up to help him. So I'm gonna take a stab at the orc.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah. You have advantage, don't you?
Oh, I do.
Oh no, you don't. Nope, you don't. You just get your sneak attack. You don't have
Yeah, I don't.
advantage.
You don't do flanking rules or anything, do you?
I do not.
Okay.
I only do flanking rules because then it becomes this. Everyone's trying to flank.
No, agreed. So yeah,
Well, wait, doesn't a rogue type have benefits from having somebody nearby?
yeah. I
Yeah,
can
for
get
his damage.
Yeah, he just gets the.
Oh, it's just sneak attack. My bad.
Yeah, yeah, because that's what I was thinking too, Emily. Whoa, what just happened?
Yeah, same.
I think our roll 20 just puked.
Did it? Mine's still up.
Oh, mine puked then.
Mine's all right.
Okay, and I'm back.
There we go.
Let me see here. Let's move the turn order back.
Did it mess up your view, your overlay view?
Just a little bit, but I'm just gonna fix it real quick.
Gotcha.
While you do that, that was pretty much my turn. I'll just stay and still try to provide cover for the arrows.
Yep.
At the moment, Badu.
Perfect. So that brings us to Orc Green. He steps up and tries to end you, Wari. Oh shoot.
Oh, sweet. He's gonna end me. Hell yeah.
All right, I gotta pull up my Orc character sheet again because swings a scimitar at you, and trips and slides. Let me make a saving throw for him to see if he slides down and falls into the. He slips and slides, and you hear a splash as he hits the stream below, falling out of sight from you, Wari. Then we go to the next orc. You hear him kind of pushing himself up. He'll use the rest of his movement to do so, but he has no action left. This orc here will try to get you, Badu. And it will hit with a 20. And that's 4 slashing. And I gotta get the archer character sheet.
Okay. Okay, here we go.
Wow, that's a really thin green line you have there.
It's real
Badu.
All right.
And Badu.
All
if
right.
you ever
so
needed to hit something, now's the time.
Uh-huh. So he sees the one fall into the gutter and just takes his axe and swings it around, just completely lacking form, and he swings it at the do a reckless attack against this one right here behind him. Ooh, that 20
Oh,
timing.
yeah, we're
Does
not
that kill
going.
him?
He has 6 hit points left. We are not going to roll that. He is dead.
Let's get him gone.
You take his head off. In classic Middle Earth style, there's a spray of black blood as his head lands somewhere off in the distance. You hear.
Excellent. And I'm gonna try and use the rest of my movement to come over here and just make another
Yeah,
barbaric swing at this purple one.
this one. Yeah.
Yeah. And we're gonna reckless attack. Okay. Max damage.
13. All right. For some reason.
Yes.
There it is. Yeah. And you just bring this one down, sundering his shield, and killing him as well.
All right.
This
and then,
actually might save you.
just my reckless attacks all around. And then if I can, I'm gonna try and move to this side of the other orc and see if I can't take a little bit of cover from this brush here from arrows.
Yeah, that would definitely put you further away. Your turn ends. This one continues to die. I'm actually going to. He has 2 rounds left, and you know what? Know what I'm gonna do? Just gonna make him dead, and I'll take him off the initiative. And that one is dead.
I just
So he's off.
casually smother him as I'm using this cover.
All right, perfect. Badu, you hear thump, thump. I mean, but not Badu. Wari, you hear thump, thump, as the snap of two bowstrings. Oh no! And that is a crit for 8 piercing damage. Do you have inspiration?
Sorry, I was actually saying that. Can I? Yeah, I have 1 inspiration left. Can I make you re-roll
can
that?
You can make him re-roll it.
Please.
And he'll still hit you, but for 5 and not a
That's
crit.
All right, I'm gonna use like I did the last time. I didn't say it, but it did. I'm gonna use my reaction to have the damage, and I'll do it for this as well.
Oh, yep. Okay.
Is it go? You round down to 2 or is it 3?
Yeah, 2.
Okay.
Always round down for damage. Thump. He hits you, and I think you would see these goblins seeing the butchery of Badu. You see them scamper off and disappear. They're going to move their full movement away. And Letherial. Everyone cross their fingers. This is a big roll. Now would be a good time for a nat. Oh,
I
just
Save?
yes, it's 2 and
Okay.
2.
I was
Yeah,
gonna- I was
we
gonna
we
say,
definitely
that's
do not play
inspiration.
meat. I'm not a big fan of meat grinder where it's 15 or higher. Yeah, 10 is what you need. So they're 2 and 2. The next roll will decide your fate. Lily, you hear a splashing down in the stream. You know there's a goblin that fell down there as it's clawing its way out.
But Lily's also like, because of all of her hills of all of her skills as a scholar and a healer, she's very aware somehow that Lothariel is not entirely dead. And there is nobody, actually there's no foes between her and Lothariel.
You actually, I don't think you know whether Letherial's dead or alive. You
Well,
didn't see
no,
her
but she really wants to check. She wants to know for sure, and she knows that it's been a while since she's heard anything.
Yeah. I imagine Wari said something about her falling because he did see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I would've
even though
probably
you guys,
mentioned
even though you guys didn't
big
role
woman
play it,
went
I'm
down.
imagining. Yeah.
What I would like to do, if this is all right, is I would like to go over there, slide off the bank, and
Yeah.
see if I can do anything for her.
Yep. If you slide down the bank, then I'll say you can make it there.
Okay.
In your movement.
All right.
And she looks bad. She's pale. She's lost. There's a lot of blood in the stream around her. You see this deep cutting gash, like I described. It has severed several of her ribs, and it's only by a miracle that it didn't sever her spine. You hear that gurgling sound as she still very weakly draws in air, and it's kind of creating these little bubbles because her lung was cloven as well. But she does not look good.
So, what she's going to do then is very quickly pull out her bandages as she's even like feeling with one hand and getting her herbs and bandages out with the other one. And she's going to compress where it's bleeding too bad. I believe she can tell she's still alive without, unless you really want me to do medicine checks to even be able to tell, but you know, the hands of the healer.
No, I described that
to do
you
anything.
can hear the
Yeah.
bubbling of,
Yeah.
so you know she's still alive.
So she's going to, she's going to try to pack things on her really quickly and pull everything together and stanch the bleeding and use my Hands of a Healer, which is 2d8 plus my Wisdom mod for healing.
Is that the thing that I said is not an in-combat skill?
That's a thing that takes an action for me to use, and they have to lose a round.
Right.
That was your ruling. So, but since she's not doing anything and I'm taking my action, I should be able to use
Right.
it.
Right. I think this is a critical hit. You need to stabilize her, Lily. I'm looking at her health bar. She has like over half health. It's not a health thing. It's a brutal injury that this
Okay,
warrior has. So yeah, you can
what is it
definitely.
you want me to do?
So what you need to do is give me a medicine check, and if you succeed, then you'll be able to stabilize her enough so she'll stop bleeding out,
Okay, let me
and then you'll be able
see.
to deal with the
Okay.
injury more when there's not combat going on.
How come it doesn't do that? Okay, I'm trying to figure out exactly what I'm supposed to hit. Probably medicine kit, huh?
Yep. Yeah, if you have a medicine kit, are you trained in a medicine kit? You can use that.
I
You
am
can add
trained
that.
in a medicine kit.
Yeah,
yes.
you can add that to your roll. Yep. Good. So it's not pretty, but you're able to. You just never seen this much blood, and yet still be alive. It just speaks to the stubbornness of this ranger. But you're able to do that, and you hear her breathing steady a bit. It's still very shallow, but you feel that you've saved her. You are now no longer dying, Letheriel. Well done, Lily. Wari, you are up.
I'm going to hobbit on a cave troll this orc.
Oh yes, that's good because I was just about to have that on that one's turn. I was going to have it run down the stream and kill Lily, but
Yep. So I'm jumping on him, short sword in hand, gonna pulverize this little creature. Hopefully I do. Oh yes.
oh yeah, yep, 4 points of damage.
Any
More-
sneak attack from up high?
No, but that's more than enough.
Okay.
He only had 3 left. He dies. You fall on him and drive your short sword into him. There's that sucking of blood into his lungs as you pull it free, and he just crumples into the water. The black blood starts flowing down towards you, Lily, and Letheriel.
Spit on his corpse.
Nice, love it.
Filthy orcs.
And that actually takes care of him. The remaining goblins flee off into the marsh. The crows are still cawing loudly around you, but we are out of combat. Well done, guys. That was a brutal fight.
That was a little scary. I'm not. I'm not kidding.
Before he really realized that maybe everything was gone, Badu would make his way over and probably try and pick up Wari's bow along the way. Oh no, I got lost behind it. Okay, he'd pick up Wari's bow along the way and like toss it down to him down in the gutter, and just kind of like looking around. He said, "Are they gone?"
I saw goblins run that way, so they're gone for good, but hopefully they're not getting more.
And Badu would just fall onto his back, just arms spread wide, his axe falling to the ground, his shield to the other side, and you can just see him taking deep, pained breaths. You just see cuts all over him, blood soaking his beard and his armor, his clothes. Just, he's in bad shape, but he's breathing.
Yeah.
Seeing Badu fall down and take breaths, but knowing he's all right, Wari would actually head over to Lily and Stormcrow to see how bad everything is. Probably hearing Lily talk to Stormcrow, like telling her to hold on, and seeing all this packaging of the wounds. Try to help her if you could.
Yeah. She's like, well, mechanically, let's see. If Willie can work on people for a period of time, she can do a lot for them. So she's going to let's get Letheriel out of the ditch here. And get her
Yeah,
up over
I was gonna
here
say
more.
one of the things that you would know you need to do is get her up out of this water,
Oh yeah,
especially
she's gotta
now
get
that you see
warm,
this
She's got to get a blanket on
orcish
her.
blood starting to make its way from the
She's
butchered
gotta
orc. Yeah.
Yeah, she's got to get clean. And Lily's starting to fuss. She's like, "Get a fire. I know there's a bit of a danger they might come back, but I think we've stopped them for the night."
As Wari's helping pick her up and trying to get her moved, I'm assuming we're gonna need Badu to even lift her. Wari would just be like, why did she do it? She just like she ran at them.
Don't know. It's not very sensible. I'm glad that we managed to all survive, though. And Badu, you're not looking too good, my friend.
Oh, from the bank.
Oh my gosh. So, Lily, now would be the time for you to bring into play your Hands of the Healer.
Yes.
Both for now, is that something you could do it with? It's kind of, you have multiple uses, yeah.
Yeah, I have 5 uses of it at level 5,
Okay.
and so I have to spend 10 minutes working on someone. So,
So you
seeing
can.
that Letheriel is stabilized, she wants to get Badu.
Yeah.
You know. So she's going to spend time with Badu, and she's going to wash up his wounds, and she's going to pack poultices on them and get things
Yeah.
to quit bleeding. And
So you get the large ranger comfortable enough, and like I said, she breathes shallow but steady. You tend to Badu's injuries, and you can heal him to whatever effect you get from your dice roll.
let's see.
Roll me up, Hobbit.
Wait, we've been playing
You're
with
gonna
Carol
get
for
20
this
points.
long.
20 points of healing back.
Nice.
When I
That's-
can heal, I can heal.
yeah.
Hell
How many
yes.
sessions was the other game, Carol, and you never healed really at all?
She did.
No,
Yeah, she
but-
would usually heal
All
you
those
guys after battle.
players-
Yeah.
Afterwards, I healed several times afterwards, but yeah, mostly we
Yeah.
had so many players that they really kind of, you know,
So
and then she'll go back and work on
yeah. And I was going to say, Lily, if you expend another one of your Hands of the Healer, you will be able to effectively treat Letheriel's big hurts. So she won't gain hit points back from this, but what you'll able to do is properly bind her chest. I mean, obviously, her lungs, you properly drain it. But there's not much you can do here in the marsh. You know she's going to need to rest. But what we'll do is give me a let me see. I'm trying to think. Probably a D14 roll, okay, or a D14 die.
1d14.
Wow, that's perfect. So you feel that you can move her after a full day's rest. You're fairly confident after you properly bind her major injury and then the more less serious ones. But you think that after a full day's rest that she could be moved.
Cool. I think also.
You mean
I'm
like
missing
moved
something.
off of like the river?
Yeah,
Well,
so
she's not
I
in the
imagine you
river
guys
yet.
have. Which side of the bank did you drag her up to? The side that you were on before, or the side where the orcs were?
Side we were on before.
Okay, so you
At least
yeah,
that's how it feels like I would do to me.
yep,
We
okay,
got the ponies and everything hobbled up back there a ways.
Yeah.
perfect. So you
Sorry.
guys do that, and you know, the last of waning rays
I
of
can-
sunlight fade away, and the sky goes blue to dark purple and then black, and the stars appear above as you make this camp. And did I hear you guys are gonna have a fire?
Gonna have to, I think, because we gotta warm up the Thuriel for sure, and Badu. They can't be
Okay.
chilled.
I would say we
Probably
would
have to.
probably like go into that divot though, like where unfortunately where the
Maybe
dead
keep it
bodies are.
small.
Yeah, you're feeling a little
That's
bit.
not good.
Some of your strength has come back, Badu, so you would be able to
Yeah, he feels a lot
drag
better.
drag the bodies away. Maybe do your best to clean up the blood there, and yeah, that's where you make a camp. You put your most grievously injured companion there. Letheriel,
Liz,
give
I
me
have
a
a question,
D4.
real
Just
quick.
let me get a D4 roll
Okay.
from Letheriel, please.
Sorry.
You love the force, but this one, so 4 hours after Lily is done tending to you, that's when you would return to consciousness. And Lily, what were you going to say?
Yeah. I'm just out of character. It says I can spend alternatively spend a healing die to cure one disease, neutralize a poison, or remove one condition.
Yeah. Yes.
So
So that's kind of what I
kind
was
what we did
thinking,
there. Yeah.
Lily, is that you would remove the condition where, like, so she has this punctured lung, and these split ribs. So she would be. I was going to give her like disadvantage, if she tried to move, other than half her movement because of the strain it would give her. So she will not. You will not have that effect. You would still have discomfort, Lothariel, but you know the magics of this healing halfling have I don't know.
It's not magic. It's just superior knowledge,
It
much
is
study, and some good
magic.
earth.
It's Middle Earth magic. Anyways, so you guys make this camp. You continue to tend to this. There's a small fire made. You guys quickly realize that with the fire, you draw the insects of this marsh towards you. So there's these nettles and biting insects now are about you. You probably cover Lothariel to keep her from being eaten alive by these bugs, as the rest of you kind of swat and shoo them away. 4 hours pass, Lothariel. As you come to consciousness, you feel this cloth across your face. A death shroud, you would
I was
guess.
just thinking that. Yeah.
I'm not dead yet.
Lothariel. And Lily
Could
hustles
have
over
fooled
to
me.
see. Lothariel, how are you? Feels her forehead. She feels her, checks her pulse.
Been better. Been worse.
Puts
Yeah.
an ear on her chest, listens to her heart.
You find it hard to breathe. You can still feel the ruin of your chest, Lothariel. You could see Wari and Badu sitting quietly by this small fire. Every once in a while, you hear the slap of an insect. You see this through bleary eyes, but you do notice a small form nestled up in the trees above you. Its eyes glint in the firelight as a crow looks at you. Makes no sound.
I told you to run.
Oh, but we were winning.
Told us to run, and then 10 seconds later, you were on your back in the middle of a stream. Didn't give us much time.
You gotta take your own advice sometimes, woman.
I'm different. I go where it's worst. You all still probably have your own lives ahead of you. And besides, someone needed to run back to tell them. Tell them that there are orcs in this marsh.
Well, now we can all go.
I guess.
Are you trying to die?
She
Don't
kind of
look at
cough laughs. Let's just say Death has my name on his list.
And almost to punctuate that, you hear this lone crow caw, and then you hear the as it spreads its wings and flaps off into the night.
Well, Lothariel, you don't have to go out of your way to die. Death will catch you when your time comes, but you don't have to try to die.
Oi, it'll get you. And Badu kind of like hawks a loogie and spits some blood out.
Badu, do you need some more care here? You're still looking pretty rough.
I'll make do. I just
I-
need a nap. A long nap.
I think someone should probably also pull the arrow out of your chest.
I would assume Lily did
I think
that.
I think Lily would have had you help Worry cut it and pull it while she compressed the
Oh,
wound. And
shoot,
down.
that's right.
What arrow?
You took. That's right. You took a. I totally spaced on that. I was so glad that Letheriel didn't die. That I forgot that you were supposed to be making con saves because of the arrow you
yeah.
took.
well, once
Make a
we
bunch.
got apart, she would have definitely used some of her abilities to control.
So yeah, you
poison,
definitely
also
have to
take
burn
hit
another
die.
one of your hands of the healer because he actually, if I remember correctly, that arrow actually went into his chest just below the pectoral and actually grazed his aorta, so he would actually bleed to death.
Yeah,
if not
that's
for,
right. No,
yeah.
she definitely would have stabilized that.
Guys, from now on, when
Thanks.
you get crit hit, can you please roll like below 10, please?
Those were high rolls. Those were bad.
Yeah.
You're lucky. I capped the crit tables at 13. Those were 13. Those weren't even the higher ones.
Oh crap.
Oh,
Yeah, I was
18, you're instant.
because when you
This
showed
is
us those
Middle
crit tables
Earth, you know.
before, like I remember 18s being like insta
Instant
dead.
death. Yeah, brutal.
Yeah,
instant
we don't have like any magic, so yeah, give us a break.
I
death. Yeah.
I used inspiration for that roll and I rolled higher.
Yeah.
Well, you get to take the
Perfect.
lower roll, don't you? If you
I
want
mean, it
to.
doesn't matter. It was a
It's a better
17
roll.
and then an 18, so they were both bad.
And if he's capping at 13, it's the same anyway.
yeah.
Yeah, I think. Well, actually, since we're using roll 20, you can actually roll a d13. So I think that's what we'll do from now on. It'll actually improve your odds because rolling a d20 on a table that caps
yeah.
at 13, you're actually,
Hell yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah, that would be good.
Because what I had done before when we weren't using roll 20 is I had adjusted the scale so that the first lower numbers were there was a larger spread for the lower, and 13 was like the 20. So, but yeah, I'll have that set up for next session. But anyways, carry on, gentle people.
Did any get away?
Hey, some goblins. Little bastards.
Of course they did.
Yeah, we should
I
probably
can't-
make sure to keep our camp as hidden
sh-
as possible.
We can't move her yet.
We
can't
shouldn't
move her till
stay here.
tomorrow.
Hey,
Letheriel tries to get up.
You just lay right back down there. Don't you waste my healing.
You could feel the bindings that Lily had put on you strain against it, and you your head goes light, and you almost pass out, Letheriel, as you fall back on the soft billet of moss and blankets.
Well, bad patients usually live.
This is a side of Lily I've not seen. I think Lily's mother is coming out, and
yes, I think I'll
Getting all of her anger out from the other two that
Well,
left.
part of that, but part of it is, once you take over a patient, man, they're yours. They have to do what you tell them. That's what Candy Tuft taught her.
While we're staying here at the camp, Worry would probably try to make this camp as inconspicuous as possible, and if he could, maybe even set up like alarm triggers to make sure anybody's coming. Crunchy brush, or even use the Hethline rope that he was given to do some stuff.
yep.
Yeah, the lilies. I'll keep them going. Okay, if you can watch, I know it's a long night.
Yeah. So you guys are exhausted. You were exhausted before the encounter with the orcs. More so now. You make whatever preparations you feel you need to keep your camp hidden. You keep the fire low, and not only to keep the bugs away, but hopefully to keep away prying eyes of the Dark One's agents. It's an uncomfortable night. As you're sleeping, you're bothered by these stinging nettles and other biting insects. Occasionally you hear a strange sound. You're not certain, Lily, but when you wake up one night, in the middle of the night, in a cold sweat, you're almost certain that you hear the baying of a wolf off in the distance. You listen
That gives
intently.
Lily the shivers.
Yeah, you listen intently. You can hear the breathing of your other companions. You see Badu sitting stoically off, just a large shadow, keeping a weathered eye. You hear a creak as he turns and looks towards you.
I would say Letheriel is not waking up because she got some herbal teas that would make her sleep and
And
rest.
that high dosage of Benadryl.
Well, you know, a little of this, a little of that.
A little milk of the poppy.
Yeah, Badu would take.
Peppermint.
Whoa, what?
What's going on?
Woo!
What is this?
What are you doing, Sean?
Sean is moving.
Sorry, while you were doing that, I was trying to figure out how everybody did the waypoints, so I googled their thing.
Oh, yeah.
It said to use the Q button, so I used the Q button and it started doing that.
That's what I didn't remember how to do it, but that's what you could have done,
Oh.
Carol.
Oh no.
Sorry, anyway, didn't mean to interrupt.
He's still going. He's just-
Yeah, but they're on his cue button.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Badu would have definitely taken one of the watch. If he could, he would take the last watch for the morning to get everyone up and try and get them up as early as possible, so that they could try and see if they could leave, because he knows that if they stay until that night, the goblins will probably come back with reinforcements.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not the rest you're used to. Yeah, everybody can expend one hit die to regain hit points if they would like. The next morning wakes up or begins. It's cool, but it's almost welcome because it seems to drive most of the insects away. The sky is gray and overcast and dreary. Lily, you look at Letheriel and you frown. You know that she cannot move, even though Badu says exactly what you said, Kyle. You want to move, you want to keep moving, you want to get from this place. But Lily tells you that Letheriel cannot be moved, or she is a threat of reopening the injuries that Lily had so painstakingly tended to.
Even if they were to put her on the horse, she's not even able to transport.
That would actually be
25.
worse. The horse's movement would actually jostle her such. You know what I will do? I forgot about your horses. If you guys carried her across that bridge, you could, you know how in the old movies, guys could make a litter for her that you could then, you would string some blankets and you would lay her on that and drag that behind a horse. You could definitely do
Like
that.
a stretcher, yeah.
Yeah, like a stretcher.
Yeah, I think the pack pony would be fine with
So
that.
that would be a survival check from the whoever the hunter is in your group. Is that you? All right. So it
Typically
would have.
that would be me, but can I give a help?
You could help.
action
You can
someone?
you can give advantage to them. You could as you're
just
laying there.
kind of tell them, like,
Yeah.
okay,
So
No,
then
no,
gotta
no,
do
not
it
like
this
that.
I've got a 5 survival. What do you guys have?
I've got nothing.
Yeah.
I'll do it then.
Yeah.
all right,
And that's an advantage.
Advantage. Yes.
yes.
Tell the medic what to do, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, the two of us working together should be able to work that out.
Yeah. It's practical. It's sturdy enough to carry the weight of this tall woman. So yeah, you get her situated. You're on the other side. Where is it you guys plan to go?
Back to the
I-
Forsaken Inn.
Yeah, I would say
guess.
I would hope back the way we came, because sure as hell not crossing that bridge into orc country.
In fact,
We
we're
need-
taking the bridge with us.
I'm towing them.
Badu's up, like chops
Yes.
that shit up.
Also,
Yeah.
while we're kind of been waiting around working on things, Farmer Bill, is there any way that we can sort of secure his body too, even if we can't bury it?
Yep,
What
you definitely, what you could do is wrap him,
And look for some
wrap him
sort
in a
of-
blanket and put him across the back of one of your horses for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, and then any sort of mementos he might have on him too. I guess if we're bringing him back,
True.
we wouldn't need.
Yeah,
to
I
do
think
that.
one of you in last session got a necklace from one of his sons, I
Mhm.
believe.
Worry.
Yeah, so you would, the going is slow, but you make progress slowly through this marsh. I am going to need a roll, a survival roll from the guide. Which is that you again, Lothario?
Technically, but I'll give the help action again. No.
Yeah.
Oh, we went that way.
Yeah,
No,
because she
no.
got it
Alright.
because we were following the goblin tracks.
And I'll go
Yeah.
ahead and fill in.
She's the wisest of us.
Yeah. So as you start to go off course, Lothario, you're able to recognize maybe a marker point that you remember from the journey in. But like I said, the going is slow. The sun makes its journey across the sky, though you can't see it, but you can tell when it's at its peak because the grayness of the clouds above are brighter. It's probably sometime in mid-afternoon when you realize you're not going to be clear of this marsh before nightfall. What, if any, preparations will your fellowship make?
I think we would probably try and find a clearing as best as possible. Are we at least able to make it back to where the wagon was?
No.
No, not that far.
No.
I'm
Alright,
assuming,
yeah.
like you're saying, it's like half travel because of
Uh,
Right.
Because we got her right, and it took us
We-
it took us most of the day to get to where we were. So
Let's keep
Um,
going.
Oh, we can't keep going, really. You need the rest. I don't want to waste all that work.
The horses themselves are not tired.
Well, that's
the pace
true,
has
but-
been slow for them.
I'd say we keep going and let her rest. I mean, we got to get as far away from this crap as we can, or we're dead.
Yeah. Well, you can see in the dark, can't you, Worry?
Yeah, or you could definitely do that. And he's like the lookout of the party, so I will definitely.
You're gonna have to do the tracking then and the leading because I won't be able to see you when it gets dark.
Give me a con save, Badu.
yeah,
Yeah.
he's doing all right.
You are certain that you could keep going despite the injuries you took
I
in the
could
battle.
spend more time on him and give him another healing thing. Another 10 minutes of fussing with
just
his
stop for-
bandages and things.
We just stop for a quick break or something. Everyone to.
Yeah, we have to have a little lunch or a tea. Or,
Oh yeah,
you know.
you guys like I'm factoring that into your travel that you
Well,
guys
yeah,
would
yeah.
definitely stop and
So, let's see. I
As it
would spend
starts to get-
another.
As it starts to get dark, then I imagine we probably stop for we
Was
we
it
probably
long?
stop for like a supper or something to just kind of rest before we press on through the night. And Badu would reiterate to Wari, said, "Hey, you lead us. I'll keep an eye out."
right, perfect. I'll
So
need
I'm going to do another roll for him if I can.
Yes, please.
So I just want to ask something. So mechanically, you reset those 5 after a long rest, Carol?
Let's see. I better double check. It might be short rest.
Okay. So after you sleep through the night, you'll get okay. So you have all 5 again. So perfect. Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
I imagine you keep doing that with everybody tending them.
Okay, so let's see. It would have been. Okay, 2d8 times 2. This is for.
Nice.
I roll fantastically well there, but that's for Badu. And then I'm going to do the same thing for Lothario.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, now that was a good roll for her.
Perfect. And just mechanically, I'm going to say that you use 2 more of those just to, again, to continue to tend both Badu and Lothariel's wounds, the grievous ones they
Okay.
took. Makes them,
Especially since we're pressing on, I guess.
yeah.
That's another 18 for each of them.
No, you don't have to roll it. You just lose the benefit of those other 2 uses.
Oh,
Yeah, it's an automatic, Carol. I'm just assuming that Lily is doing what she
Just-
needs be
well,
to
but
do.
the amount of healing she does is not automatic. That's what I'm rolling.
No, he's saying that in addition to the healing,
Yeah.
to keep us from dying, it costs 2 of your uses because
Oh,
Both.
gotcha.
Right,
we're both
right.
here.
You're
to-
like
Alright.
you're like continuing. You're changing the dressings on Lothariel. You're
I
draining
understand.
her lungs so that it does
So that
not
we can
fill with
breathe.
blood. You're making sure that Badu does not overdo it, so that he tears like this little suture that you did to repair the injury that arrow was close to his heart, another inch, and it would have pierced his heart, killing him. So maybe I'm not sure if you tell him that, but that's how lucky Badu was.
She just shakes her head every time she's
Yes, as he still wants to be
kind of
like.
mutters to herself. Hold still.
I can just
All
see
right.
Badu. She finishes with the stitches, and he's like, "Ah, yeah."
I feel great. I feel great.
You don't have to be careful.
Poof.
Don't you damage the hard work I put into you.
He's
All right.
feeling,
Gives him a
feeling
look.
good now.
As you guys push in through the evening, so typically it would be every hour, but we're not going to do that because you guys are going at such a slow pace and you have horses. So, a couple of hours pass. I'm just going to need a con roll from you all, or a con save. Sorry. Okay. Okay. Ooh.
Oh, con save.
Badu, you're feeling weary, but you're not about to say that you need stop. Actually, I should have said Lothariel. You don't have to make a con save because you're like being kind of carted along. Lily, you're fine. Wari, you could feel the labors of the day and the labors of the day before catching up to you. But you're probably at just that point where you want to make that plea to the others that you must rest. When you see the shadowed outline of the cart ahead of you, in short order after that, you make your way free of the marsh and onto the road that leads to the Forsaken Inn. It's a simple enough journey to travel along the road, probably within the next hour to 2. You see the lights of the Forsaken Inn before you. A warm bed, a warm meal, and as you hope, safety. But the camera kind of moves from you guys
Yes,
as
we
you
hope.
approach the inn, and it moves across the landscape to a low rise where 4 dark shapes are hunkered down. One of them, a grizzled maw of a warg, scarred. It watches the forms as they make their way to the inn. It growls, rises to on all 4 of its paws and says to the others, "Come, brothers. I will get my vengeance." And that's where this session will end.
That's the last thing.
Well, thank you for playing, guys. That was really fun. That fight was brutal. I didn't, honestly, I will say I was not certain that you guys were going to survive that.
Especially all of us.
You put,
About halfway through, I thought, okay, I think we can swing this, but I was scared for a
Yeah.
while.
you
well,
guys
Carol was that
pulled
guy.
out every stop. If I was ever going to set up an encounter for sucking away all of your inspiration, that was it.
For real.
But anyways, I would like to reward you all with inspiration for your play. Well done. And I want to remind you guys, I did not remind you at the beginning, we start each session with inspiration. So Next session, you will not start with inspiration because I'm giving it to you now. But well played, everyone.
So what's the point of giving it to us now if we don't start with it also?
Because it's on camera now.
Because it's on camera.
So it makes him look good.
But anyways, well done, guys. And
Oh, well, that's important.
wave to the cameras for anyone that would watch this. We appreciate it. And any suggestions, throw a like and tune in for session 3. There will be a session 3.